Okay, so we have a lot of cool stuff going on in this one. And he is doing this over I'll Remember April. This is the entire solo of this is absolutely insane. I would recommend you check this out if you haven't heard it. It's from an album called Standard Time Volume 2. Amazing album, just went in playing over a bunch of different standards, just taking just ridiculous solos. So for this one, we're going to start with our pinky up on the 12th fret of the first string. So we do an E note, and then our middle finger goes to A on the second string. And then our pointer finger is going to go to B on the first string. So kind of jumpy, so a little bit of a position shift within those first couple notes. And then after that, you pick D with your pinky, middle finger on C, and then pull off to B. And then pick A on the second string with your pinky. So that's what he plays over the A minor 7 chord. So it's just 5, 1, 2, 4, flat 3, 2, 1. So just kind of playing right out of the first 5 notes of the A Dorian scale. Now right here is where it gets really interesting. So we have right here after the pinky on A, we're going to go down a half step to A flat, but we're going to use our middle finger, and then pointer finger up on C on the first string, and then pinky on E flat, and then back down to C. So if you look at those 3 notes, it's A flat, C, and E flat. So it's an A flat major arpeggio, and we're doing that over the D7 chord, right? So this is a very clear example of the tritone sub, which we've talked about before, because we have our D7 chord as the 5 chord. If we go a tritone away, we have A flat. So A flat 7 is the tritone sub. So he's playing just an A flat major arpeggio and just outlining that tritone sub sound just perfectly. So now we have, now right here we have some more interesting stuff going on. So after that, our pinky moves down a half step to D, and then pick B with our pointer finger. Then it's kind of like this little slur, kind of like a Charlie Parker sounding slur. So pinky, pointer finger on B, middle finger on C, and then pick D again and pull off. So, and pull off from the C and the B. So, and then after that, we jump up 2 strings to the D note. And now right here is where it gets really cool. It goes, so it's pointer finger on D, ring finger on E, pointer finger on F sharp. Now right here, middle finger goes to E flat, and then your ring finger goes to A flat on the second string. And then you go back to F sharp. So what I think is going on right here is he starts to kind of play a little bit of the 1 chord. Like that kind of sounds like G major right there, but then he goes. So if you look at that whole ending part, it all looks like D half-whole diminished. So I think he's just thinking over the 5 chord again and just playing some diminished stuff to eventually resolve it back to G major. So that's why those notes kind of seem outside against G major, but he's thinking the 5 chord and playing some half-whole diminished stuff over it. So, because if you look at that in terms of D half-whole diminished, it's the flat 9, the flat 5, and then the major third. And then we end with pointer finger on E flat, which is our flat 9, pinky on F, which is our sharp 9, back to the middle finger on E flat, pull off to D. So flat 9, sharp 9, flat 9, root, and then pinky on C, which is the flatted 7th. So all of that just lines right up in D half-whole diminished. And then the way he ends it, he goes, this is really cool. So it resolves to G major, and he does this little couple like Lydian, couple notes that get like a Lydian sound. So your ring finger on B twice, pointer finger on C sharp, that's our sharp 11, and then slide it up to E, which is the 6. So it ends on the 6. It does 3, sharp 4, 6. Really cool sound. So and I did that slide because of just the way that he's articulating it on the trumpet. This is how he ends his solo, so he kind of like holds that note over into the next soloist. And just the way he's articulating into that note, just the slide seemed to match it the closest. So the whole lick a couple times. Okay, so a lot of really interesting stuff going on. We talked about the tritone sub arpeggio, right? He plays the A flat major arpeggio over the D7 chord to get that tritone sub sound. Then when he gets to the G major chord, he kind of starts by playing some G major stuff, and then he actually goes outside again, and he thinks the 5 chord half hold diminished, so D half hold diminished over G7, and then eventually resolves it again to a G Lydian sound. So much interesting stuff just within these couple measures of music. And Wynton Marsalis is just such a tasteful and just very just brilliant improviser. So always love checking out his licks, and I would highly recommend checking out that album, Standard Time Volume 2. One of my favorite albums of his. And that's it. That's our lick for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/MikeGaudetteMusic. And that's it for this week. I will see you guys at the next episode. Take care.